Welcome back to the Education System Reboot channel. This should be a short video. Part of my personal growth, again, is just improving the input. Sometimes that's audio, sometimes that's reading daily. And then sometimes it's just going down YouTube rabbit holes. So, I create playlists of personal growth or things that I think are important. And I came across one, and I will link it in the description down so you can see. But it within the video, it talked about the 100 rule, and I just thought when I read it and heard it that it was just something kind of powerful, and I wanted to kind of just do a short video about it. So in music circles, repetition is key. If you want to be a good musician, you've got to practice. Okay, I don't think anyone disputes that, but as teachers, we are constantly kind of battling a culture of immediate, gratification. The idea that things should be easy, that everyone believes everything should be easy because we've been kind of trained that way. We don't live in a world where things are difficult. And in this video, it was talking about the 100. It's basically the title of the video is how to create the future you want. And then in the second section, it talks about the 100 rule. And the idea is, are you willing to do something 100 times before making the decision that it's working or not? And it got me thinking a lot about just maybe as teachers, if a student says, I can't do this, just simply saying, have you done it 100 times? Like, that's just a canned response that could just basically send a clear message. You haven't tried enough. Or another way to think of the 100 rule is, I'm going to use writing, for example. It's just the thing that comes. It's like, I know if I wanted to be a writer, I would need to practice a lot. And so I would have to ask myself, am I willing to write, whether it's journaling or, writing a short story, whatever, would I be willing to do that 100 times before I made the decision whether it was a skill worth pursuing or not? And then it got me thinking about, and again, I'm not an expert in the writing field, so please understand. I'm just saying within the course of our 12 years, kindergarten through 12th grade, do students even write 100 papers? And I would argue that if we want to become great writers or great readers or great mathematicians or lifelong learners in science, whatever you want to call it, we would have to practice a habit within that area for at least 100 times, if not more, just every day for 100. And I say all this because it just gets me thinking. It's like, okay, so what is going to be more beneficial for our students? Is it writing a paper in an English class, I don't know, maybe six a year. I don't know how many are written, but I'm just saying, like maybe one every 6 weeks, or would it be more beneficial if they literally wrote a paper a week? Doesn't have to be long. It just, like teach them that. And then if you did that, that's like 30 something a year, give or take, if we use the academic school year, could be up to 50 a year, and even within that, like there's different types, right? There's, formal essays, there's informal, there's persuasive, I'm sure, the point is, if we want them to be great, shouldn't they write 100 essays in each of those formats? Like, I don't know. It's just, it seems like such a simple formula. It's not easy because number one, if a student is not strong in that area, they're going to hate doing it. But the reality is, if any student does something 100 times within a certain skill set, number one, they're going to get better. They also might discover that they actually have a strength in that. So again, I still kind of come back to this numbers game philosophy, routine-based teaching, where we simply don't do things enough times to let them work. We are so impatient. Anyway, when I was watching this video, I just thought, oh, that's so profound. It's so simple, but not easy, right? Are you willing to do it 100 times? Have you done it 100 times? Anyway, just some food for thought. I know I'm going to use that a lot more as just kind of something, if a kid's complaining about wanting to do something or it's not working, I'll just say, have you done it 100 times? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say no. And then there's their answer. We'll do it more, right? Let the process work. All right. Thank you again. As always, remember, consistent effort over time equals success.